In the mid-70s, Harris, the leader of the Unity cult, coerced his followers into a mass ritual suicide. Only one girl survived, Cynthia, who lost her nerve at the last moment and tried to escape. She fell into a coma and didn't wake up until 13 years later, already in a hospital, where her doctor referred her to a psychological support group. Cynthia wants to start a new life, but Harris won't let her go. He appears to her as a charred monster and begins taking her new acquaintances one by one. In February 1987, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3: Dream Warriors hit American theaters, a film destined to become one of the best entries in the franchise and a brilliant soft reboot after the divisive second installment. In that film, Freddy Krueger terrorized a group of troubled teens in a rehab center, and it was a stroke of genius, using that setting to explore adolescent trauma and fear. So when Bad Dreams came out a year later with a plot that in many ways echoed Dream Warriors, and with Jennifer Rubin, who also appeared in Dream Warriors, in the lead, it was publicly flogged. The beating didn't stop even after the filmmakers explained that the script for Bad Dreams had been written in the early 80s, before the first Nightmare on Elm Street. The films are indeed very similar. Each centers on a therapy group of damaged, unhappy people who are killed off one after another by some unknown force. But unlike Dream Warriors, where the rules of the game were simple and clear, fall asleep and you're done for, Bad Dreams keeps its mechanics murky. The reason the people around Cynthia are dying only becomes clear in the climax. This severely undercuts emotional investment. It's hard to care when you barely understand what's happening or why. On top of that, Cynthia herself is written rather flat and doesn't quite work as a main character. The filmmakers seem to think her pretty eyes alone will get us on her side. They won't. Her trauma and pain remain largely off-screen. It's no surprise that Bad Dreams was dismissed in its release year as an unsuccessful knockoff of a mega hit made by an unknown first-timer. Only later did the film get a second look, after many things had changed. That same first-timer, Andrew Fleming, went on in the 90s to direct the cult rom-com Threesome and the equally cult The Craft. The film's producer, Gail Ann Hurd, working for the first time without James Cameron, became one of the most respected and influential figures in Hollywood. And the young band Guns N' Roses, whose Sweet Child O' Mine plays over the credits, turned into rock legends. A new generation of viewers watched Bad Dreams without comparing it to Dream Warriors and had no trouble appreciating its juicy genre style, strong casting, and genuinely impressive horror makeup, which, incidentally, was so intense the film had to be trimmed to avoid receiving the harshest rating. Fans also embraced the aforementioned ending, which explains the events from an unexpectedly grounded, almost mundane angle. Of course, it's nowhere near the level of Dream Warriors, and its nihilistic tone, muddled emotional beats, and unclear thematic message prevent you from truly caring about its characters. But that doesn't make Bad Dreams, pardon the pun, a bad film. It's an interesting example of a mid-tier B-movie made by genuinely talented people. Sometimes that's enough for their misfires to seem more intriguing than someone else's triumphs years down the line.